We're now joined by the head coach at Western Kentucky University, and that's Bobby Petrino. To ask a question for Coach Petrino, please press *1 at any time. Coach, while we wait for questions to get in the queue, could you start us off with an opening statement?
Well, we're excited about coming off a win down in Atlanta against Georgia State. A game we went into expecting to win, and we did execute. I thought we played well. We hit some explosive plays on offense, and defense I thought played really well in the first half. And we saw a lot of good things when we watched the video and broke it down after the game. We get to go to Army this week, which is exciting for us. An offense that's very similar to Navy and something we've practiced for during spring ball and two-a-days. And they always are a real challenge when you face an offense like that. So I think our players will be excited to go up and play up there.
Thank you, Coach. And our first questions this morning come from Louisville, Kentucky. Caller, could you please identify yourself and go ahead?
Yes, this is Michael Graham from the Courier-Journal. Coach, I'm sure you had an idea on how good Antonio Andrews was before you took over the program. Now, after having some time to actually watch him and work with him, is he maybe a little bit better than you thought he was in terms of his overall ability?
Well, like you said, Michael, you knew coming in when you looked at his stats and watched him on video that he was a very, very good football player. But the more you're around him and the more you watch all the things that he can do, he impresses you every day. His ability to run inside, break tackles, he's got great vision, catches the ball, makes big plays for us out of the backfield catching the ball, and then what he does in the return game. And besides all of that, he's a very good blocker in pass protection. So he's all around a very, very good football player.
Is he a guy who will have a chance to play on Sundays, and does he remind you of anybody you've coached previously or no?
Well, I think he'll obviously have an opportunity to play at the next level. Our running backs are a little bit different and been able to coach a lot of good ones, and he certainly fits in the mold of a lot of the real good ones.
And with Andrew Jackson, will he be back for the Army game?
It looks like it. He did the things he was required to do up till this point, but it's still early in the week.
Okay. Thank you, Coach.
You bet.
And thank you, Michael. Our next questions come from Cary, North Carolina. Caller, could you please identify yourself and go ahead?
Hi, Coach. This is Tom Shanahan from GoBlackKnights.com. That's the rival site for Army football. I was wondering, both teams have kind of been up and down this year, and you've been a coach for a long time. Is every team different, or how do you try to develop some consistency during the course of the season?
Well, we've struggled with our consistency, and I think some of it in our case is the fact that we are, new to the system, and we have a lot of inexperienced players playing for us, and, we're not as deep as you'd like to be, so sometimes we're not as fresh and playing as fast as we want to. But, every year it's a different team, and you have to find your identity, and, I think we're working hard at what we're all about right now.
Okay, and then you mentioned, one advantage of facing Army is you've already gone against Navy's triple option, and Brian Kelly at Notre Dame just came out and said he doesn't want to play two academy teams a year again because of the number of injuries they had this year. Is that something of concern, or how do you feel about that?
Well, we came out of the Navy game healthy, and it was a fun game for us. It's always an honor to play both Army and Navy, and we're excited about going up there and having another good game.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, and thank you for your questions, and thank you, Coach. That's all the time we have for you today.
Thank you.
And thanks to everyone for joining us on our conference call this morning. A copy will be posted on www.sunbeltsports.org later on this afternoon. Thanks again, and have a great week.